Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Amber Unfiltered. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about family influencers, but before I do that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you want to cash at me at AmberUnfilteredShow, that'd be greatly appreciated. So, I watched this video the other day. I believe her name is Izzy. I might have the name of the channel wrong, but that's what I just looked up before I posted this video or started recording, excuse me. She made a video that was very interesting, and I was like, I think I want to talk about this to piggyback off of her. But shout out to you, Izzy. I think your video was great and you gave some really great points. She was talking about Nika Diwa or Dawa. I'm not sure. I want to say it's Diwa. I'm not sure where she's from. She's Asian and she's married to a gentleman. Either he's African or Caribbean. I want to say he's African. I don't know the exact ethnic groups that they belong to or that they identify as, so forgive me for that. But I actually watched this lady. I don't know how I found her. I feel like I found her on like a reel or Facebook or like a post or a video. And then I just kept watching and I was like, oh, these are really cute. These are very like wholesome or family friendly. I was like, okay. And she was talking about how problematic this content creator was because I'm about to get heavy, I guess. She was basically touting her half black children like for content, like kind of like monetizing them and almost like, I don't want to say fetishizing, but kind of like borderline doing that and not having any boundaries and just putting her kids' business on their, and they're super young, so they can't really consent, but also doing very cringe things. I also watch, who is it? I believe Cora Duke. I think she's West Indian and her husband is either African or Caribbean and they have a beautiful family. I believe she has 9 kids. Very gorgeous family. I like hers. Her content is just very soothing, just simple, like straight to the point, like her getting her nails done, cooking for her family, answering like questions or doing like challenges like we listen, we don't judge, stuff like that. Like she does very simple stuff, but it's very relatable, I feel like. And then there's another one that I watched called The Walters Family. They're an interracial family. So the mom is black and the dad is white. I'm not sure if like European or, like specifics like African or this, like I really don't know. But they have a beautiful family. And I remember I saw their baby Lyra, I think is the youngest baby. Oh my gosh, she literally looks like Nick. Like I was like, Nick, there's something you need to tell me. Like I was like, if so, I won't be so mad because she's really cute. But the baby literally looks like she could be like Nick's child. Like it's kind of wild. Like has his features and everything. Like the skin color, the hair texture, the eyes, like everything. She's got like green eyes, like really curly hair, even the chin. I was like, oh my gosh. And like her little chunky face. I was like, oh my God. I was like, did my husband have a oops baby? Like, but I started following them and I was like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. But something that I want to say is that I think this sounds so mean. I don't think I could do that. I just feel like I would want my family to be separate from my business. I feel like, and if you do incorporate it, maybe you should have some type of boundaries. I think that the content creator who broke down Nika Diwa, I think it was like a video. She showed key examples. There was a video that Nika did of her oldest child with her husband, because I think he has children from a previous marriage or relationship. And she was explaining to her daughter about boundaries. This broke my heart. I'm sorry. It kind of disturbed me a little bit. And I can't tell someone else how to parent. I'm not a mom. I can't tell someone what is good or not good for their child, but I didn't agree with this. So Nika had her daughter, like, she was pointing to her private parts and stuff like that, but she had it blurred out, but like her leg is in the air. She's like explaining to her, like, don't let people touch you here. If someone violates you, like, let me know. And I understand she was trying to teach her, but I feel like she exposed her daughter, like Izzy said. I'm like, there's perverts, there's predators on here. Like, you need to be very careful, especially with small children. Like, you hear all the time of stuff happening with kids online. And I think sometimes that kids are exploited for content and they only see their kids as dollar signs. And I'm like Izzy said, these kids cannot consent because they're underage. They probably don't even have a clue what's going on. And I even wonder that with like the Walters family. Again, I'm not trying to bash them. I'm just like, I don't think I could deal with the fact of a camera being shoved in my face every 2 seconds. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, so don't eat me alive. But I just think that's very cringe, and I don't want to use my family to make money because then we become a business as opposed to blood. And, or a team, or yeah, like a team, like a united front. Like, I just think that is very cringe. And it's like, at what line or what cost are you willing to go? Like, Nika has surpassed, I think, the boundaries part of this all. Like, there was other examples that I can't really remember right now, but I wanted to talk about it because I was like, What do you guys think about this? There's another one I follow, Lovely Mimi. I think she came from Love and Hip Hop. She goes, she's a recurring cast member, excuse me, on Wild and Out, I believe. She also posts her family and stuff like that. And I was like, at what, you know, because like I noticed that, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for saying this because I actually really like them. The Duke family, like I mentioned earlier, I noticed that the one of her daughters just had a baby, Sheena. She looks just like Cora. Like that is her mom's twin. She just had a baby and she already made a page for him. I'm not sure the baby's name. I forget how to pronounce it. Zamir or something like that. It's a very like unusual name. It's a gorgeous name, but I don't remember how to pronounce it. But she already made a page for a newborn baby. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. I understand. And a lot of their family is content creating. They have their own pages and then they work together. I don't know how I feel about an entire family doing it. I think if it's like I'm saying individually, like on their own, because then it's like you're always recording, you're always thinking of content, there's stuff that me and Nick do that I'm like, oh, should I or should I not? And I'm like, no, or yes. I feel like with that, you have to have really strong discernment and you have to know how to save some for yourself and some, you know, for the audience. And I think that is such a fine line to toe. Again, I don't know what they choose to put and what they don't. I don't know what their decision-making process is, but I think that that would be really challenging. The Walters family, every time I turn around, she's posting something. I do enjoy the content, so I'm not trying to completely bash her. I just think it's overwhelming and it's like every little thing does not need to be documented. That's how I feel. I don't know. There was actually some videos. Let me back up a little bit. There was actually some videos I recorded the other day. I actually recorded like 4 or 5 and then I decided not to. I scrapped them all because I was like, this doesn't feel authentic. I feel like it's coming out wrong. Like I want the message to be clear. I also want it to be intentional. I don't need to be coming on here attacking people. Yes, I do comment on people and their lives and the actions and behaviors that they do, but I think I need to have some type of integrity. And even some of it was getting personal about myself and I was like, I don't feel comfortable. Even I had a video about Taylor Frankie Paul, the huge TikToker, and I took it down because I was like, I need to come back to this. I need to regroup when I have all my thoughts together. Because again, I want the content to resonate, but I also don't want it to exploit, if that makes sense. And I feel like there's a fine line with that. But Nika, I think she's so thirsty for attention, I think is what I'm trying to get at. I think she'll do any and everything and doesn't matter at the cost of her spouse, at the cost of her kids, any extended family, because every time I turn around, she's got a new video and it just gets wilder and wilder. And I actually really liked her content, but I didn't realize how problematic it was. But Izzy broke it down and was explaining that she always is like, well, I'm teaching my half-Black kids this and I'm teaching them this. And I think there's been talks of her husband being unfaithful as well. So it's like, you're presenting yourself as if your relationship is intact and it's not. And I don't believe in that shit either, because nobody is relationship or couple goes, because everybody's going through shit behind closed doors. I mean, case in point, even though I don't follow them, even though I don't want to say I'm not a fan. I don't really know their work enough to be a fan. Let me say that. Remy and Papoose, like we thought they were this wholesome image. We thought they were Black love. They encapsulated this and they put out this front or this persona, and then come to find out it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. And that's what I'm worried about. But I'm also worried about kids, because it's like every little thing that they've done is on the internet. People probably know them. That's probably very creepy if you're out somewhere and someone you don't know knows you, but you don't know them. And I don't think I could do that to my kids. Like, I think if I continue this channel when I become a mom, if I did, which I don't even know if I would, because I would be fearful of their safety, but also I want some things to stay between me and my husband. I don't know if I'd put them on, this page that much. Like, it'd be like once every 6 months or once a year, maybe like a special family vlog, or I don't fucking know. I don't even know if I'd want to do that, because even though my kids aren't here yet and I haven't started trying yet, like, I feel like I'm not willing to compromise my child's safety, but also their peace of mind. Like, I don't know. I always wonder, what does it feel like to be a kid that's growing up on the internet, in terms of like your parent records you, your parent is a content creator, your parent could possibly be a family influencer or a momfluencer or dad influencer. Like, I don't know. How do you straddle that line? We often hear of kids being abused and exploited, and it's like, so where do their rights come in? But it's like the parent feels that this is best. This helps them make money. It's like such a fine line. I don't really like it. It's weird because I do like some family influencers or momfluencers or dad influencers, but I think I have a little bit of a problem when people just I mean, what are you supposed to do though? It's like, content creating is your job. This is how you make your money. So it's based on posts. It's based on engagement. It's based on audience. But then it's like, again, at what cost? Where's your morals? Not saying that anybody doesn't have any. I think Nika is probably one of the more problematic ones. I don't feel like Cora and her family are. I feel like they're just regular wholesome people. Like if I saw them on the street, hey, what's up? Like, you want to go grab a bite to eat? Like, they just give me like they're very down to earth and wholesome. But again, the thing is, we don't know them. We only know the persona that they project. Me, I'm straightforward. Like what you see is what you get. This is how I talk at home. This is how I talk when I'm with my girlfriends. Maybe I tone it down a little bit when I'm in front of my parents, but that's different. But I don't know. I wonder what that is like. I'd be really curious to know of like a kid influencer or a kid who grew up with a parent who's an influencer and seeing what the reality is like, because do they get annoyed? I think I'd be really annoyed with the camera in my face. And I record for a living. Like, but I have control. I have say so. That kid doesn't. They don't have any autonomy. They don't have a voice. And I don't know. I feel like I had more to say. I'm trying to think if I did. I think that family influencing, I feel like it's become such a huge phenomenon that it's not original anymore, because I feel like there were definitely top families and now it's like anyone can do it. And I think that's the problem. There's so many content creators. There's so many influencers. They're definitely needed. I think people do want to see the realities reflected to them, but it's like, how do you know? How do you know if what's being shown is real? And how do you not know that it might be overwhelming? This child might grow up with mental health issues or triggers or traumas. Like, how do you know? And even the person recording, they probably have their own set of issues, because that attention for the limelight, that desperation, that thirstiness. Like, I'm not saying all of them do, because I think some people just have that natural charisma and they're really good in front of the camera. Like, I don't know. It's just such a huge trade-off or such a huge thing. But I don't know, that Nika video really made me question her, because I was like, damn, I did not see this. Like, you know how you want to believe someone's pure or they're good? Like, you only know what you see of them. You don't know anything else. But I don't know. Like, I think there was another one that Izzy posted in her video was like, Nika was on an airplane or something with her daughter, and I guess her daughter was like screaming, wailing at the top of her lungs, just kind of having a fit or like a toddler meltdown. And she's like, I gave my baby to a stranger, and she recorded it. And she's like, I had a panic attack or an anxiety attack. And I was like, I wouldn't want to record that. I'm sorry. Maybe you could make a video talking about it, but I don't want to record it in real time, because that's such a private, sensitive moment. Your child is not able to regulate her emotions, but you can regulate yours, or do your best to. And I just think that that is borderline clout chasing, and is borderline, like, I don't know. I don't want to call into question someone's parenting, but because again, I don't know what's best for that child. Maybe these kids like it. I have no idea. They probably don't even have a concept of what's going on. Like, yes, they probably get a little bit of it because kids are smart, but they probably don't know the extent of it, like how this will affect them. Like, what if some videos you've shown of them now affect their future later? Like, I don't think they're thinking about this, but I don't know. I don't know if I had much more than that to say, but let me know, what do you guys think about family influencers? Are there any that you follow? Are there any that you find problematic? Any that you like? You know, give your criticism, but be nice about it. Be firm, but don't be nasty, because I'm not trying to bash anybody. I'm just saying what I see. I don't know. And I don't know what that world is like. You know, I don't know. There could be so much pressure. There could be other things behind the scenes that these people are going through. And I know that there's like partnerships and brand deals and endorsements in mind. And I know that engagement is key. That's how you make your money. That's how that steady paycheck comes in. So I completely understand. I still really love Cora. She's probably one of my favorites that I watch. But Nika, I was like, girl, you get the side eye from me. You can't be toting your black babies like it's a fashion statement. That's not cute. Oh, let me back up. I'm sorry. I was about to finish the video. There was another clip that Izzy incorporated in her video. Shout out to you, sis. Nika was like, I don't know if it was when she was pregnant with her first daughter or the second one that she had, but she was like bouncing on like one of those like gym balls or like yoga balls. I don't know if the F they're called, but you know, the big one with like the little stripes or the lines on them. She was like bouncing on that, and she had on like a half like little sports bra thing, and her husband was there, and she's like, me when I realized I have to push out this African baby. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, it's giving racist a little bit, because it's like, you can't say shit like that. Would you have said that if your husband was just strictly Asian or white or any other race? Like, you can't say shit like that, because it's like, I know you're trying to be funny, but it comes across very cringe and it's borderline racist, and you can't denounce your daughter's black heritage like that. Like, you married a black man, you knew what you were signing up for. Like, you can't do that. I don't know. I don't like that. And I think there was something else that Izzy brought up, was like how the husband takes up for her more than the daughters. And I did not like that either. I think there's a fine line with protecting both your child and your spouse. but I do think that kids should be prioritized. As someone who kind of grew up like that, like with my dad prioritizing my mom, I kind of felt like pushed to the side and like nobody was protecting me. So I wonder if her daughters feel that way or any other kids in this situation. I think that that's such a fine line. I think, yes, you need to make time for the marriage and you need to nurture it, and you need to nurture the bond, because it's going to change, especially when you have kids. And again, I don't have kids. I'm not a relationship expert. I'm just telling you from my personal experience. But I don't know. There's so many things that are problematic, and now I'm like, damn, I don't even want to follow her no more. And apparently there's like a whole Reddit of people like trashing her, and I'm just like, damn. But you know, I want people to eat. I want people to win. Don't get me wrong, but I think you can go about it an ethical way, and I think you can go about it while still keeping some type of morals or principles in check. That's all I'm trying to say. I know that it's a great way to feed your family without going the traditional corporate route, but I just want people to be mindful about what they're recording. And I'm not anybody to be telling anybody what to do, but just, you know, take a second step to think about how your kids might feel and maybe ask their input if they're old enough to give that input. It's one thing if they want to do it and they choose to do it, but then another when, you know, they're kind of dealt a hand that they didn't ask for. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.